What's up guys, my name's Exotic Gaming and welcome back to a very exciting gaming video. A few weeks ago, I did a game comparison between the two Battle Royale games, Rules of Survival and PUBG Mobile, before PUBG Mobile went global, and we looked at the pros and cons of both games. However, as I said, this was before PUBG Mobile released around the entire world, and before the game Fortnite Mobile came to be. Now, today, in this video, I decided to do a game comparison that many people have requested me to do ever since Fortnite Mobile came out. Compare the mobile versions of the two most successful Battle Royale games, Fortnite and PUBG. Guys, before this video starts, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like down below. It takes literally 1 second, but it helps the channel out so much. Also, share this video around with your friends. Thank you so much. Anyways, with all this being said, let's jump into the video. To begin, we should briefly talk about the backstory and basic idea behind both games. PUBG Battle Royale was released before Fortnite Battle Royale, with both games first releasing on console and PC before the mobile versions finally came out. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds takes the Battle Royale mode to a more realistic tone, with 2, soon to be 3, large maps, vehicles, attachments for weapons, and many different weapons that are obtainable in-game. Now, it is true the mobile version of PUBG does not currently have 2 maps like the other platforms the game runs on, and it is more simplistic to a certain extent, but the basic ideas still remain. Everything is more spread out, everything is more tactical, everything takes longer to finish, everything is more realistic, and everything is much more customizable. Many people understand PUBG to be a more realistic Battle Royale compared to Fortnite, but that doesn't mean one is better than the other. With Fortnite, in comparison, it's much more cartoon-like, but that's how the developers intended the game to be like. The game has been out for many years, but Battle Royale came into existence after summer 2017, a few months after PUBG's Battle Royale came out. Fortnite has something completely different from PUBG though: building. With Fortnite, you can build anything. In PUBG, if you see a roof of a building, chances are someone isn't there unless stairs lead up to the roof, because they are unable to get up there. In Fortnite, you can simply build ramps to the top of a building and snipe people down from there. Fortnite has an entirely different mindset from PUBG in that building is a huge component to it. If someone shoots at you in PUBG, you have to either run for cover or shoot back in the hopes you have better aim than the enemy. In Fortnite, if someone shoots at you, you can simply build walls to block anything, even rockets and grenades. If you play PUBG and switch over to Fortnite, or you play Fortnite and switch over to PUBG, you won't be a pro at either game. You will have to practice a ton with both games before you will become good with either of them, or at least before you know how everything works. But here's the thing. These are some very basic differences between Fortnite and PUBG in general. What about the mobile versions? There are some stark differences between the mobile and PC and console versions of these games. So, to start, we'll be talking about the differences between the mobile, PC, and console versions of both games. With Fortnite Mobile, it's almost a direct port from the console and PC versions. Because of this, you are able to play with these other platforms even if you're on mobile. Another, probably pretty expected thing to note is the fact that the graphics are a little more simplified in the mobile version to account for the massive CPU requirements of the game. I mean, think about it. You're literally running a PC game on a phone. You'd better believe it requires a high-performance device. Likewise, in the mobile version of PUBG, the graphics are certainly a lot more simple compared to the PC version. But again, this is a good thing because we are running this on our phones or tablets. These devices aren't as powerful as consoles or PCs, so it wouldn't make sense to run a game optimized for these devices on a phone that isn't optimized for it. To do a graphical comparison between both games is really difficult because both games are completely different from one another. Obviously, as we said, Fortnite Mobile takes a cartoony spin to Battle Royale, while PUBG Mobile focuses on a more realistic theme. Because of this, saying one game is better graphics doesn't really make much sense. Obviously, PUBG Mobile is going to be the more realistic looking game, but that doesn't mean it's a default better game than Fortnite's. Now, someone who plays PUBG Mobile may result in higher FPS than Fortnite Mobile. Fortnite Mobile has a max FPS capability of 30 FPS, but this can easily drop if you're running a less than perfect device. In contrast, you can customize your graphics settings depending on the power of your device for PUBG Mobile, so it can run the best on whatever device you have. Speaking of settings, let me know down below in the comments whether or not you want me to do a video explaining the best settings for PUBG Mobile. But back with what we were talking about, PUBG Mobile is not just a port of PUBG PC or console. Everything has been redesigned for mobile devices so the game will run better there. With Fortnite, everything looks, for the most part, exactly the same as the console or PC version, but with PUBG Mobile, despite max graphics, the game still won't look the same as it does on higher performance platforms. PUBG Mobile really emphasizes on attachments of weapons that you pick up in-game to improve how your gun works. If you pick up the Kar 98 in-game, it won't do that great. You will either need a 4x or 8x scope and bullet loops to turn it into the sniper it was designed to be. With PUBG Mobile, when running over items that will benefit to you, they will glow in yellow, and that way you will more easily distinguish what you do and do not need. With Fortnite Mobile, everything is separated into tiers. The tiers go from gray to green to blue to purple to orange, with orange being legendary and gray being common, which is least powerful. As both games progress, you'll get better and better weapons. With PUBG Mobile, you'll get more and more powerful guns with better and better attachments, and with Fortnite Mobile, you'll find better and better tiered weapons to the point where you'll have a mostly purple and orange loadout. PUBG Mobile allows you to carry up to 2 guns, even if one of them is a sidearm, and Fortnite Mobile allows you to carry up to 5 items in your inventory, but generally not all 5 would be weapons. Instead, you can carry medkits or bandages or potions that you drink to give you more shield in these inventory slots. With PUBG Mobile, you can carry all medkits, first aid kits, and bandages you need in your backpack alongside other items that increase your speed, etc. When deciding between the two things, if you're wanting a more advanced gameplay, PUBG Mobile is probably the way to go since everything is a lot more involved and more complex. With Fortnite, things are more simplistic because, obviously, you will not have any attachments on weapons. You'll just pick them up how they are. Another thing to note is PUBG Mobile doesn't have the ability to play cross-platform with console and PC, unlike Fortnite Mobile can, but a good side with PUBG Mobile, at least for right now, is it is out for Android and iOS. Fortnite Mobile is only out for iOS devices right now, and since the game just came out, they're slowly releasing it to different devices, and they say, supposedly within the next 2 weeks to 2 months, the game will be released for Android. Let's talk about something very important. Controls. Right now, to be completely honest, PUBG Mobile has much better controls. Hopefully, this will change in the future, and here are some reasons why the games are like how they are now. Fortnite Mobile is almost unplayable, especially on a small device like an iPhone. The shooting button is on the left-hand side, and if you wanted to shoot using the right-hand side of your device, you have to repeatedly press over and over to shoot a single bullet out of your gun. The crouch button is, for some reason, above the jump button, and as a result of the way all of this is set up, you will have an extremely difficult time shooting, moving, and aiming at the same time like you would be able to do on a PC or console version of the game. You can really only do 1 or 2 things at a time. Maybe aim and shoot at one time and not move, or move and shoot but not aim. Because of these difficult controls, building is also very difficult in PUBG Mobile. When first downloading the game, you may think you'll be using the building aspect as much as you do on PC, but in reality, the game is much slower paced on mobile, and building is much less of a key aspect. As a result, this makes Fortnite Mobile honestly a little bit more similar to PUBG Mobile, which simply doesn't have any building mechanics at all. Needless to say though, there's still a building aspect to Fortnite Mobile, and because of this, it is certainly very different from PUBG Mobile. PUBG Mobile has the ability to customize controls, and because of this, people can arrange the buttons to exactly how they like them. I have my own button layout I'm used to with other shooting games like Bullet Force and Modern Combat 5, and I want other games I play in the future to allow me to customize controls with them. Customizing controls is very important because someone who has an iPhone 5 will have a different button layout compared to someone with an iPhone X. The screen is longer on an iPhone X, so they're going to need to rearrange their controls. Unfortunately, as of right now, as I said, Fortnite Mobile does not do this. I feel like the creators made the controls more ideal for tablets with bigger screens, where you use multiple fingers at one time, similar to the claw tactic except opposites, and they didn't really take into account phone screens that are smaller in size. Now, I'm assuming they'll add the ability to customize controls in the future, and if you're watching this several months into the future, they may already have. But as of right now, PUBG Mobile certainly has Fortnite Mobile beat in that respect. Both games have similar aspects as well. They both have circles that close in smaller and smaller as the game continues on, and both games will hurt you when you're outside the safe zone. With Fortnite Mobile, it is easier to escape zones as there is nothing that is preventing you from building in any specific direction. All you need is materials, and you can build across Loot Lake, up mountains, or anywhere. In contrast, with PUBG Mobile, if there is an ocean in front of you, you'll either need a boat or you'll take huge risks swimming across. If you're trying to outrun the zone and you don't have a car or a boat, you're pretty much screwed. Because of this, vehicles are a huge component to PUBG Mobile, whereas building is in Fortnite Mobile. You build to defend yourself and get out of the zone in Fortnite Mobile, but you use vehicles to do the same thing in PUBG Mobile. If you're driving a UAZ in PUBG Mobile and someone starts shooting at you, you can just jump out and use it for cover. Again, PUBG Mobile is a much more tactical game. Most of the time, in Fortnite Mobile, you're not going to be very sneaky. If you see someone in Fortnite Mobile, you'll usually run in guns blazing and take everyone out very fast. In PUBG Mobile, in contrast, everything is much more tactical and drawn out. If you see someone, you really have to debate whether or not to engage, because if they have the advantage in location over you, you're screwed. In Fortnite Mobile, you really don't have to worry about advantage in location over someone, because if, for example, someone is above you, you can simply build a ceiling to protect yourself, or just build a 1x1 to the point where you're higher than the enemy. Again, as I said earlier, with Fortnite Mobile, usually the better player in most situations is the one who can build better, and with PUBG Mobile, the better player is the one who has better aim. Lastly, if you're looking for the game with more variety of weapons, PUBG Mobile is definitely the way to go. There are many more weapon options, and with the extent of weapon customization you can have on your gun, you'll have almost endless possibilities for weapons to carry in your loadouts. And in the end, as I've hammered into everyone's brain by this point, if you're looking for a more realistic tone, PUBG Mobile is the way to go. So, with all this being said, which game is better out of the two? Well, as of right now, with the current state of both games we have, I would have to say PUBG Mobile is the better game out of the two. The big reason why I say this is because the controls are absolutely terrible on Fortnite Mobile, and they don't allow us to change them. However, if you're watching this in the future, and they allow us to customize our controls, that problem will be eliminated, and it will be a much more competitive battle. We can't really say which game is better, because they're completely different. Fortnite Mobile takes building as a key mechanic, and PUBG Mobile takes realism and tactfulness as a key mechanic itself. Both games will attract different crowds, but it's perfectly fine to enjoy both games. I personally love both games. I play both games extensively and have had a great time so far. I love the Battle Royale genre probably more than any other genre in present, and I think it's only going up from here. PUBG and Fortnite are dominating the video game scene in 2018, so who knows what'll happen in the future. So guys, that's it. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Hey, if you've watched this far and you play either of these games, make sure to subscribe for some more content on both of these games. I play them both on the channel and have tons more content planned in the near future. Make sure to leave a like if you thought this video was well made. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Comment down below future videos you'd like to see on the channel pertaining to both of these games, and let me know which game you enjoyed better. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next episode.